Couldn't sleep real good last night. I woke up at 2 o'clock this morning. I said a prayer. I want to make sure that I do justice to this next speaker. From Baker School, we have a young man named Dillon Crawford. Dillon's accompanied by his mother and his father, Kenneth and Carol Crawford. Now, we don't normally read biographical information in its entirety, but today is going to be the exception. About the middle of January, I received a letter. That's how the different high school huddle leaders respond to it. How many are coming? Is the principal going to be here? Is the AD going to be here? But the FCA huddle leader from Baker said, I want you to read this. This will knock you out. So, this is a little bit lengthy, but I want you to listen very carefully. On June 28, 2008, Dillon was in an ATV accident that changed his life and the life of his family and friends forever. He lost his vision. He lost the use of his left side. He was not supposed to live. The injury to his brain was so traumatic, the doctors expected him to die within 5 weeks. Dillon was in a coma for 3 months. One day, his aunt was talking to him while she was hooking up his feeding tube about what he wanted to eat for lunch. And you have to remember, Dillon could not eat with his mouth. He had a tube going straight to his stomach. And she would always tell him he was having steak taste, or something that he would really like to eat. This day, she said, it was hot dogs. She asked him what he wanted on his hot dog. You know, the normal condiments, mustard, ketchup, pickle relish. Now remember, Dillon's in a coma. All of a sudden, Dillon says, ketchup on me, please. This was the beginning of a long, hard recovery. He had physical therapy daily. He had to learn how to sit up. He had to learn how to speak. He had to learn how to hold his head up. He just recently walked. He works every day to build his muscles on the left side of his body and is gaining strength every day. Dillon's doctor considered him a miracle many times over. Dillon goes anywhere he's asked to tell anyone who will listen about where he went while he was in his coma. Dillon's journey was to heaven and back. He's here today with a message for anyone who's listening. Dillon.
My great grandmother and my grandmother Morgan big, beautiful, bright light. And I just knew that light was Jesus. And the first thing I did is I walked to my granddaddy, and he gave me a big hug, and he grabbed me by my right hand, and he told me he loved me very much, and he took me alongside of that big, beautiful river. And there were all kinds of beautiful flowers alongside of that river, all kinds of colors I ain't seen before here on earth. And Jesus Christ grabbed me by my left hand and eased me to the side of my granddaddy, and he gave me a big hug. And he held my hands out in front of me, and he told me he loved me very much. And he asked me if I would come back here to earth and tell everyone I come in contact with about my visit with him, and that he's real, and that he still lives to this day and time, and that he loves them all very much, and that y'all are all his children. And he told me if I would do that for him, he said he promised he would bring my vision back, and he didn't say when, but whenever his time is, if his time is here on earth, or when I get home back to heaven, and sports, you win some games and lose others, but in the game of life, if you choose Jesus to show you the way, you can't lose. And the good Lord loves you guys, and I do too. And that's all I got to say.